And welcome back again to the Brockenside playthrough. Now we're going to go into the church and see if this will shed any light on the old Templar issue. Let's see if there's anything to look at here. Looks like quite a dark church, so we'll make our way in.
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies.
I'm right there with you, Judge.
Whoa!
Whoa! Yep, don't get too excited, George. Yep, there's nothing we can do with the pews, so let's go further in. There's nothing else to look at over here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's gone. What's this?
A knight there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
Just say the same thing. That's another one.
A knight's tomb, his effigy in marble lying in perpetual state, waiting in prayer for the judgment day.
Well, it's a little echo they put into the game to make it sound like it's actually in a church, which is a nice touch.
The second stone knight in a row of 4 lay on the church floor. I was surprised Philip le Bel had left this place alone. Just think, there's a dead guy under there.
That's a lovely thought to think of.
A stone knight lay on the church floor.
Alright, so we've got a lovely thing. You can look at that, so I'm not going to do it just yet because I think it skips to a little scene showing the stained glass window.
An enormous window.
We'll just have a look at everything first.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4.
So 4, maybe
I wondered
that's...
if this guy had died in combat. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
Yeah, maybe... I know this is definitely part of a little puzzle to this part of the game.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
I can't remember if it's something to do with you. Oh, there we go.
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much.
No, it's something about you look through the scroll. Because the little Latin phrase, if you guys remember, was through my teachings you will be enlightened, or something like that. So something to do with you look through it. And now we'll have a little look, see, at the stained glass window first.
A huge stained glass window formed a magnificent centerpiece for its neighbors. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. I didn't recognize the biblical story.
Right, well, let's try that. I think if you click on it, you'll look through.
Per disciplinum meum lux videvis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow.
So what was that? Some kind of...
Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
Yes, but it could be important. Well... I don't know if there's something to do with turning that or something. Or maybe there's something to put in I don't think it's the jewel. We'll just check. But I think there is something. Although it doesn't look like I've got anything at the moment that would do that. That's just the stained glass window to look at. So this is another one that's
A scroll. A bit of a stained glass window.
So it's a guy.
Wow.
I thought maybe it was an angel, but it looks like, I don't know, maybe it's just a guy in a red robe.
Hoping for a big had.
Now from what I see, it's something maybe to do with you look on the is it you look on the floor. So I'll come over here a little bit because I'm sure there's some kind of, you can't move them, I know that much, but it might be
A statue of a.
unless I'm thinking of a different game. I know on one of them there's something to do with you look on the floor and there's scratch marks or something, but maybe that's a different game I'm thinking of. No, because I'm not seeing anything. Because there's that, and that's it, isn't it? I don't think there's anything else to sort of do.
A scroll.
Well, nothing's gonna work, is it? With that we've got at the moment, with putting into that thing. I think later on you might get something that you put on there. You combine with that item. I'll just check 'cause it might be.
I didn't have time to sit. I didn't have time. A roll of old. I thought all those Parisians.
No, that's the same thing.
The flat. That was. Whoa!
Just let him think about them women there again for a minute. Right, so I don't think there's actually anything to be learned from going here actually yet. It could be I'm missing something, but I did look at the floor and I couldn't seem to find it. I remember on one of them there's some kind of thing where you look at the scratch marks, but at the moment I'm not seeing them. Now there must be somewhere.
A typically Parisian sidewalk cafe. Last time I visited one of those, it blew up. I decided I was happy enough right where I was.
Yeah, I don't think I'd fancy having another cup of coffee after that. Right, so this guy, there's no way of distracting him just yet. I can't remember if you do it again it forces him to get up or something. I'm not too sure. We'll just try.
Hey, leave that.
Oh no, it just has the same.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from.
Get up. Well, I don't think there's anything left to do here. Which I thought it might be the breakthrough of the game there, but I think we've got to go somewhere else to unlock that. And I don't think there's there must be some reason to go back to that cafe as well, but I don't think so. I'm just going to talk to Sergeant Moo again about that matchbook, because that may be some kind of, I think you have to have the trigger Because I think he's the key to the matchbook.
Excuse me. What do you want?
Oh, I've got new stuff. Oh, what's this?
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Okay.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but
We know
why
that
the
bit.
mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Yeah, maybe. We'll just ask him.
Does this match?
That's a double... Now,
Really?
I haven't seen a...
It's rare then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan...
See,
So maybe that means our globe-trotting adventures will take us to Slough, which would be glamorous. There again, I suppose Blackmorn wasn't that glamorous. Ah, so we've got that mark here now, haven't we? And Montfaucon with a lovely image of somebody hung there on the back of that. I don't think there's a reason to ring her, but we'll just do it anyway. Maybe she could shed some light on something.
it's George. I've tracked down that guy Marquet.
That's great news.
Yeah, if I get to see him, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, so there's not new from her. But that's one thing we've done. So my random visit to the police station has actually worked out, because we've got another location to go to now. With Montfaucon not paying any dividends. We've also got La Hôpital, I think it's pronounced, France. So we might as well go there. But I'll just check on time. Yeah, we'll get here, and I'll do a little bit of snooping and sleuthing.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
Yep. It does look quite ugly there, the front of that hospital.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled.
Locked.
The door was locked.
How do we know? Them damn ambulance
There was no
keepers.
sign of the crew of the ambulance.
Well, we might as well go inside, seeing as we couldn't rob the ambulance. It appears George is very selective on his ideas of justice. Hey, that guy actually looks like George's dad. So, who's that fella over there? There's a guy there wandering around who looks like some kind of doctor. Looks kind of like George, but with glasses on. He's kind of halfway between Where's Wally and George. Maybe the receptionist first. I'm gonna.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir?
is this the Hagenmeyer
Ooh, that's a
Clinic?
lot of lipstick.
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've got the feeling that she's not going to be the most helpful receptionist in the world. But that's just my feelings, but we'll see.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Ooh. Do we lie? I don't know. I think if you lie, you get caught out anyway, so I'll say no.
No, I'm conducting a private investigation.
Then I can't help you.
Oh, maybe we should have said we're related.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
So there you go. Oh, and there's another guy now. It's very authoritative. This guy. Anyway, let's ask about the goons, Flap and Guido.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from a zoo.
Maybe you can think of a better description than that, George.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
That reminds me of my little girl. She's kind of getting over the fear now. She's getting used to him, but she used to be absolutely terrified of people in costume, any kind of costume, and anyone in a Santa suit as well. She steers well clear of. And I remember waiting in line to take her to and see Santa Claus, and we got all the way to the end, and she screamed the place down and didn't want to go. And she was also terrified of the local football mascot, Bertie B, me being from Burnley. But she likes him, but it's weird when he comes near her, she gets scared. But she's sort of getting used to it now. She's getting used to them.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
That's right.
Why don't you give me a break and go and play with someone else?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Okay, so you won't be forgetting
What
ours.
does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. Nurse Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Okay, so we've got this kind of Iron Maiden here.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
Oh, there you
How do
go.
I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Bit of bitchiness.
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Okay, I might as well ask her everything
What
else.
does this tool suggest to you?
Is it a crack detector?
Huh?
Polar explorers use them to poke about in the snow.
No.
Before you might have meant some other crack then.
Have you heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? The kind of place where you get little umbrellas and whelks.
Huh? That's romantic.
Maybe show this.
Plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
Alright then. I wouldn't like to eat your cooking, ma'am.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So, we've now gained entrance to, well, a ward, which has actually been a lot more helpful after flashing that ID card. And I think we'll leave the video at that for now, and we'll talk to these other two characters who look like doctors in the next video, and then maybe try and find out who this character is, Marquet, who we're going to look for in this hotel. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.